Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Power is Now Real Estate Roundtable. My name is Emerick Frazier. It's a beautiful day to talk about real estate, and we've been talking about business planning for real estate agents in 2023. Happy New Year to all of you who are in the game, trying to make the American dream a reality for your clients, trying to build a business for yourself as a real estate broker and agent. And I know personally, and I know my guest, my co-host, Emerick P, knows very well how difficult and challenging it can be. But it all begins with a plan. And today we have Emerick back to talk about business planning for 2023. Emerick Peace is the operating partner of Keller Williams Preferred Properties in Prince George County. Emerick is an extraordinary businessman, and we've heard his story, folks, on this program. He has currently 600 agents under his supervision, and his goal is to grow it into 700 in 2023. And to do that takes a plan. And that's what we've been talking about. Emerick, again, man, I really appreciate your time. This has been a learning experience for me. And just hearing you break it down has been inspirational and educational.
Yeah, well, Eric, it's really about the conversation. It's the joy of the conversation. We're just having a great conversation about business, about growth, about where we want to take ourselves. And for me, that's just a natural place to be, because I'm kind of sort of what you see is what you get. and we're having a great time in this conversation. I'm excited because the opportunity to share my experiences, to share the things that I'm going through and where I'm going. And then more importantly, to be able to open up to you and we have this interactive dialogue about the future. It's exciting.
It's been exciting for me, Emerick, and I truly and sincerely appreciate what you bring to our industry and what you bring to the Power is Now. By the way, folks, Emerick has his own show called My Phenomenal World, The Business of Real Estate. You can find it on our TV app, Power is Now TV, or on our website, and where he continues just to provide incredible insight on how to conduct yourself, how to run your business, how to treat people, all of that. Now, Emerick, so far, we have covered a lot. We've talked about the importance of a business plan. We talked about, creating your niche, because you can't serve everybody, and to kind of reverse engineer that and identifying who your ideal client is, your avatar, your imaginary client, and then kind of working backwards from there to make sure that you can show up for that client, that you
Right.
can meet that client's needs. And then
Mhm.
we moved into a further just kind of breaking down this whole aspect of serving your clients in a way that makes you more efficient. And so really drilling down to what your markets are, who you want to serve and how you want to serve, and what you may need to get yourself in a position ultimately to serve the clients you want to serve. And this has all, again, been very inspirational for me and educational. But now we're getting down to kind of the larger, view of how we want to be known and seen in the marketplace. And that is establishing a mission statement, a vision statement that supports who we are, and then ensuring that we are differentiating ourselves in the marketplace, because we don't want to be just another agent or just another real estate company
Right.
in the business of selling real estate. And so are there any, comments or thoughts you want to share about what we've covered so far that leads us to this mission and vision statement?
Well, one of the things that I want to really impress upon the listeners, Eric, is the fact that we have to understand thoroughly where we are now to understand where we're going. So we're having this conversation about a mission and a vision. Your GPS has to tell you this is where I am now. And then the vision is where you're going in the future. And I believe that we have to just take extra time to really thoroughly understand where we are. Because if you
No,
don't understand where you are, how do you understand where you're going?
you're absolutely right. Understanding where you are, who you are, what your capabilities are.
Mhm.
And so, why don't we start with your mission statement? I mean, a mission statement is in fact a statement of, what you're all about, right? Your day to day, what drives you to show up every day, and what you're trying to do every day for people, right? And
Right.
so, what is your mission statement as Keller Williams Preferred Properties?
Our mission is to be the company of choice for the upwardly mobile real estate professional, right? And what that really means is this: when we talk about the upwardly mobile, it is that mission is that you're always in that place of moving forward. Our mission is to attract people that are always in the mood of moving forward, going ahead, looking for the next item. The upwardly mobile progressive professional. What does that really mean? That means that number one, you're moving because you're upwardly mobile. Progressive means that you're never stagnant in your thought. And the key word is professional.
Mm. Now, I like that. You've really broken it down so that that's something that you can measure, right? Because a mission statement should be measurable in that it reflects the day-to-day opportunities and activities of the business, right?
Right. Yes. And so one of those things when we start having that conversation, right? When we start talking about that, like our vision as a company is to be uh the company of choice in Prince George's County with number one volume, number one transaction, number one agent count,
Okay.
with 15% market share in our county. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So,
And but here's the key: and
okay.
to have 100% of our stakeholders in production and owning profitable businesses.
Wow. Now, okay. So you just took me from mission and describing who your client is, and that you're working with upwardly mobile
Mhm.
professional clients who are open-minded, right?
Yes, yes.
And your vision, where you see your company is having 100% of your agents being homeowners themselves, right? Owners of
Being
real
no,
estate,
being productive
being productive.
and
Okay,
owning profitable businesses.
okay. So you're speaking directly to the business within the business, because every
Yeah,
agent is an independent contractor. And
correct.
so as an organization, your vision is for your agents to be 100% productive and in their business as agent. What does that mean? How do you measure that?
Well, what we can do is we can take a look at our per month our monthly productivity statements, and we can see who's had a transaction. We can look at that every month, and then we can do a year to date, and we can understand that, if you haven't done any transactions, there's clearly a gap between, where you are and where you should be, particularly from a profitability perspective, because real estate is full of credits and debits, right? And if you're not making any money, we know you're going to spend some money because you have to pay real estate dues and board dues and everything else. So if you're not making any money, then you don't have a profitable business. And we can track productivity.
So there's one aspect of the business of the vision statement, and that is being able to track and to see that you're on track to be the company you see yourself in the world, and that is have 100% of your agents being productive, being productive, closing transactions,
Yes,
and successful owners within their own business of the larger business, Keller Williams Preferred Properties.
correct.
Now, that speaks transactionally to kind of where you see your company. But what about aspirationally, as a company? What are some of the values and say the aspirational statements, if you will, of your organization?
Okay. If you want to, when you look at it from that way, we say Keller Williams is a fortified brokerage designed to support stakeholders in providing their clients superior real estate for superior residential and commercial real estate services throughout Prince George's County and surrounding areas. Our industry-leading technology help our stakeholders increase their sales and achieve profitability goals in their business. Now, we also talk about connecting with proven business models, high-level efficient systems, and world-class training. So we take a look at this just from a different perspective of, if we do these things, and if we have a business, when we say a fortified brokerage, that means that we're shored up. We haven't closed all the doors. We have closed the doors in the major gaps that are the weaknesses of our business. And once we have a brokerage that's in that place, and the way that we do that is that we have profitable agents. That's to be real. Only reason why we're in business is to make money. If you're in business and you're not making money, you just have an expensive hobby. And the way that we fortify our business is to make sure that our agents are profitable, right? Which validates us as a company. And then we can align all of the proper tools around them to help support them at a higher level. Does that make sense?
It makes total sense. Because, I mean, if you're not profitable, if you're not successful, if you don't have successful agents within your organization, then you're not going to attract other successful agents, because like attracts like, right? Or the birds of a feather flock together. And you're not going to be able to meet your mission statement of serving the clients you want to serve, because your agents aren't equipped to do that. So they seem to go hand in hand. You got to be on mission so that you can achieve your vision.
And that's key. And all of that surrounds your values. Our values are God, family, relationships, then business. And that's so important, because in this industry, in this business, it's ultimately about your relationships. And for us as a brokerage, it's truly about our relationships with our agents, because a real estate agent can hang their license any place they so desire. Would you agree?
They can.
Okay, so the only way that that's really gonna matter is if we have a strong relationship with our agents and we're supporting them at a higher level, and we put that above the business. Because without that relationship, you don't have a business. Let's be real.
No, you're absolutely right. Without a relationship, you do not have a business. Because, you know, all business is based on relationship ultimately, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, successful business, there are businesses that do everything based on price and are really transactionally driven. They don't really, you know, they may not even be, you know, consumer facing, right? It's just, it's a commodity. But in the real estate business, you're not trying to be a commodity.
Well, here's the deal. When you're transactionally based, you're always looking for a transaction. When you're relationship based, your relationships generates transaction. So that's just a different conversation. So now you have repeat and referral business, which is a totally different realm of operation. You're not, every day, you're still going to lead generate. You just don't have to lead generate from zero every day. When you're transactionally based, you have to lead generate from zero every day.
No, you're absolutely right. So a relationship-based business really underscores how important it is that you have a mission statement, and that mission statement is really meaningful to your clients. And so, I mean, your mission statement was pretty long now, but, you know, should real estate agents have maybe a consumer version, if you will, of it, as opposed to a corporate version that's really meaningful to their clients, something that they can state to their clients and that it resonates with them?
Yes. The key point here is that in your mission statement, it should be something that everybody can remember, and it's just really simple. Now, if you're going to our website and you're reading our mission statement, you'll see how expanded it is. If you're having a conversation, then conversationally, it's a contracted mission statement. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes. And it needs to be relatable. It needs to be somewhat short,
Mhm.
and somehow that mission statement, from all the other work you've done, at least that we've talked about so far, should resonate with the client, because you're sharing this mission statement to your avatar, to your
Yes.
ideal client.
Yes. And the key part is that, particularly in real estate, our mission statement primarily focuses on the agent. However, if their client were to read this, their client would understand that their professional that they're working with is highly trained and highly skilled based on the mission of the company. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does.
So,
I'm thinking about the mission statement for the Powers Now media. The mission statement is on our website, thepowerisnow.com, under About Us, and it reads as follows: the mission of the Powers Now media is to inspire and educate consumers and real estate professionals and build wealth through the acquisition, management, and sale of real estate with information, and provide support via live and on-demand TV and social media platforms that empowers everyone to act now. We are leading the conversation in real estate. So that's our mission statement. And as I read it, it sounds a little long, but we are an information company. We're trying to provide information to real estate professionals like yourself and to consumers to build wealth through real estate. I know, what do you think about that statement?
well, I clearly understand where you're going with that, because there's different facets of what you do with the Power Now. So you have to have a mission statement that kind of sort of address the different facets of it. Now, here's what's important. What's more important is that, do the people that are affiliated with the Power of Now believe what your mission statement is saying? That's the question. And does the Power of Now exude that mission statement? Now, I
Right.
can't
Well,
answer that. I can't answer. Is it on paper? Is that what people feel?
right,
They're tangible.
right. Wow.
And as
And
long as
you're
it's
right.
tangible, that's what really matters. As long as it's tangible and the people within the network feel that the mission statement is valid.
Right. Right. You make a very good point, and that is, it's one thing to have it in writing on your website, and
Mhm.
but it's another thing for when people to read it, to feel it and to sense it as something that is real and that it relates to them. And uh, I know that's what I attempted to do. I'm not sure if I succeeded, because I can tell you, just without looking at the notes, that we simply want to empower people with information to buy real estate and to do it now. I mean,
Right.
because the prices of real estate continue to rise. And so I think that as a real estate agent, your mission statement needs to also have some sense of urgency as well,
Yes.
right?
Yes. In the sense of urgency, as an agent, means that it resonates with your client.
Mm. Yeah,
And what happens is, particularly with a real estate agent, it's the immediacy of the transaction that your client is going through. And your mission statement has to reflect that immediacy of what your client is looking to accomplish, which is huge.
yes, you're absolutely right. So that brings us back into the vision statement. And folks, we're going back and forth between mission and vision, because they're two really important components of your business plan. Emerick, I like your vision statement because it speaks to the goal, what you see as a company. You're there to make money,
Mhm.
but you're also there to help real estate agents become successful, because
Yes.
their success is ultimately your success and enables you to achieve your vision, which is to have 100% of your agents to be productive and successful in their business.
And one of the things with a vision statement, I believe that some people miss, a vision statement is aspirational.
Right.
It's aspirational. And so with our vision statement, if we said number one in volume, number one in transactions, what that's saying is that the people in our space, they are conducting transactions, and they're conducting transactions at a high enough volume to make sure that we're number one in volume, sales volume, and transaction volume, which equates to them being 100% productive, and they own profitable businesses. At the end of the day, that's the most important statement, is that our stakeholders own profitable businesses. And that's why that is the last comment, owning profitable businesses. That's why we're in business. And if we do those things, if you help enough people get what they want, you'll get what you want.
Amen to that. The vision statement for the Power is Now media, and again, it's on our website, folks, under About Us. You'll see it reads, the vision of the Power is Now media is to be accessible on all online platforms and to be a household brand and resource for consumers and real estate professionals.
Okay.
This will help them to buy and or sell real estate to achieve their personal, family, and business goals, and build wealth in real estate to leave an inheritance and a legacy for their families. And so that's what we want. That's what we see our role is. That's what we see accomplishing for our clients, and that is that they build an estate and leave a legacy, an inheritance for their family. And that can only come through getting the information and tools and having the resources to own real estate. And we utilize individuals like you that bring the experience and the knowledge to the table to educate those people. So, but that's our short vision statement. Right. What do you think?
Well, I like it because it's not only is it aspirational, it's transformative. Right? Because it takes people from where they are to where they want to go, which is a vision. Your vision, if your vision starts where you end, if your vision ends where you start, is it really a vision?
You're right.
And so we're looking into the future, it's forward looking. And again, aspirational.
Emerick, I want to talk about how to differentiate yourself in the marketplace. But this discussion in regard to mission and vision sort of stands on its own. And so why don't we wrap this up? This particular topic, this is part 4 on business planning for real estate agents in 2023.
Okay.
And we're talking about the mission and the vision statement. And so just to kind of review here, and for those of you who are still working on your business plan, and if you are, that's okay, because I believe a business plan is a living document. You should be, it shouldn't be something you write and you put on your credenza and you don't look at it again for, 6 months. It should be something you're referring to all the time. And I think a mission statement and a vision statement is something you should also be critiquing and reviewing all the time. You may have started your business 10 years ago or 5 years ago or even a year ago. And so shouldn't you ask yourself the question, Emerick, does my mission statement still reflect what I'm all about on a day-to-day basis and what I'm trying to achieve for my clients?
Well, yeah, it comes back to a conversation we had previously. Does my audio and my video match? You talking about what you want to do. The question is, are you doing it? And so, yeah, they should match. Yes, they should be in the same place. And the beautiful part about the whole idea of a differentiator, that's the differentiation between you and everybody else. Most people are talking about what they want to do. When you're talking about what you want to do and you're doing what you want to do, that's the differentiator, because there's a visual manifestation of what you're saying.
I love that. And that's without getting into the details of how we are different in the marketplace from our competitors. And so I'm really looking forward to that discussion on differentiation in the marketplace. Now, the vision statement is another thing that we should be looking at on a annual basis when we, looking at our business plan and asking ourselves, do I still have the same aspirational goals for
Right.
myself, for my company, and for my people? Am I, is it still who we are and what we're trying to be in the world? Because there is a connection between the vision of the company and the brand of the company. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, we really should be looking at this vision statement really quarterly and really hard at the 6 month period. Because if we set in our vision, if we said number one in volume, number one in transactions, and at the 6 month mark, we number 10, we got to make some adjustments
Right.
because the audio and our video is not matching. Our audio says number one, the video says number 10. So how do you rally around that conversation when you as a group are not even showing up from a visual perspective to represent that mission statement?
Wow. So, you just done here, you just tied in the goals.
Right.
Because the goals, the day-to-day operational goals,
Mm-hmm.
the monthly goals, the quarterly goals, in terms of productivity and sales and listings,
Right.
all those things support the vision you have for the company. And so
Absolutely.
if in fact you're not hitting those goals and those numbers, it puts into question your vision for your company. Are you who you say you are aspirationally, are, in reality, are you that company you claim to be? Because the actual results do not reflect that.
Well, and the deal is, and you have to be real with yourself. When you're doing that 6 month assessment, there's nothing wrong with recasting your goals. There's nothing wrong with recasting your vision, because what happens is that if you don't recast at the end of that term, which may be a year, and you understand that you woefully underperformed, that can be demoralizing. Now, what I'm going to tell you, there's something else that one can do to better ensure that their vision for that 365-day year works well. And this is something that we did with our company. We operate under a 12-week year. So we break our year into 12 weeks. So every 12 weeks, we run a year and we do an assessment on where we are and what we want to accomplish during that particular time frame. And the beauty of that is that you're always assessing your activity. You're never waiting until 12 months go by and then you're talking about what didn't happen.
Hmm.
Does that
Wow.
make sense?
I love that. A 12-week year.
Yes,
Instead of a
on my
12-month year, you
a
got a
12 week.
12-week year.
Yeah,
Man,
which is really 90 days.
yes. Right.
And
But you know
about the
what? Words, there's common words, right? If you associate that number 12 with a year, with
yes,
with completion, right?
yes.
I mean, yes, it's 90 days, it's 3 months, but when you say 12 weeks, man, it kind of gets my attention.
Well,
I
it's
think
the urgency. It's the urgency of the matter. I was looking for my book so I could show it, but it's not on my desk right now. I moved it. So it's the urgency of satisfying the objective. So let me give you this one. Let's just say if you said I have to have 100 sales by the end of the year. And let's just say we break this thing down into 12-week year. What you're really saying is for this 12-week year, I have to accomplish 25 sales.
right. That's right.
So you see where we're going with this?
Mhm. Wow.
And so what happens, you're not consumed with the 100, you're only consumed with the 25.
Right. And you're not consumed with the 25, you're more consumed with the two cells a week.
Yes. And it's the action behind it. And so
Right.
if someone wants to get this book, it's the 12-week year by Bryant Moran.
Okay. Let's put that on the screen. Bryant Moran, 12-week year. Is that available on Audible?
It's
I'm going to
available in
download it
Audible. It's
today.
available in Audible. It's available in hardback. And there's actually a workbook that goes with. You can sign up for the workbook. You can sign up for 12-week year coaching. And what that does is that just reinforces the whole thought process behind the 12-week year and goal setting.
Right.
And what happens in that 12-week year, every week you have a weekly accountability meeting. And then that weekly accountability meeting, you're tracking, did you get your 2 sales this week? Did you get your 2 sales this week? And that just changes the whole conversation about goal setting and differentiating yourself and showing up that your audio and your video match, because you're monitoring your video with the weekly accountability meeting.
Wow. I'm loving that. And man, it sounds and feels intense when you break it down that way, because
But here's the deal, it's not intense, Eric. Let's be real. It is not intense. It is a normal function. The beautiful part of it is it takes the haste away from planning. It takes the haste away from activity, because you already know what you have to do every week. When you make 100, when you have a goal of 100 transactions in a year, you still never broke that down to say, what do I have to do every week? And when we chunk it down into weekly activities, it makes the goal so much easier.
Right, right. I guess what I mean when I say intense is that it puts some power, if you will, behind the accountability that you need to have to do the activities that you need to do to lead to result in the leads you need to have, which will convert into the appointments and the sales, and that whole funnel that needs to take place in order to achieve 2 transactions a month. And so, for lack of a better word, I'm using intense, but I love the accountability that comes with breaking these goals down from the vision to the goals that support the vision, to making it, instead of waiting on 12 months or to waiting on a quarter, which sounds much longer than 12 weeks, right? But in reality, it's the same. And then to be holding yourself accountable to that, man, I think that's how you achieve goals. I mean,
well, and what it also does is it helps you focus on the lead measure and not the lag measure. See, the lead measure is all the activities that you're doing on a regular basis. The lag measure is the results. So many times when we find ourselves in these places of planning, we focus on the lag measure, which is the results. The results are the results. The results are the manifestation of the lead measures, which is the activity that helps you get to the place where you experience the results or the lag measure. Does that?
Yes, it makes total sense. For those of you just joining us, you are listening to or watching Emerick Peace, who is the operating partner for Keller Williams Preferred Properties in Prince George County. His current agent count is 600. His plan is to be at 700 in 2023. And you don't have to spend very much time with Emerick to know that he's going to achieve that goal, and that he has the tools and the resources to do it. Emerick, this has been really a great discussion about mission and vision. And I am going to be revisiting my mission and vision statement today, and just refining it and making it even clearer to my team and to the world about who we are as a media company, seeking to educate and inform consumers and real estate professionals to achieve their goals in real estate. And I certainly hope that everyone who is listening or watching as real estate professionals, that you definitely dust off the business plan. Maybe you did yours last month. Well, this is another time. We're in a whole new year. What you thought what's going to work in 2022, even in the last quarter of 2022. Well, you may have new information. There may be changes on your team. There may be changes in the market. I mean, the business plan itself, the entire document, has to become a living document that you refer to quite frequently, perhaps at least on a monthly basis. Emerick, what are your final thoughts on that? Referring to your business plan, being adapting to the changes, and just getting ready for an awesome 2023.
Well, first off, Eric, the business plan is dynamic. It's not a static document. It's dynamic. Here's something that I wrote today. It says, your success journey is uniquely yours. The activities, thoughts, and actions that got you to the level you are today will not take you to the next level of tomorrow. Wow. If they would take you there, you'd already be there. 2023 is a year of reinvention, reconstruction, and revamping. And so with that being in mind, we having this conversation, it falls right back to the differentiator, Eric, and a conversation that I've had with you before. So I'm going to ask you again, what's the brightest star in the sky?
You know what? The brightest star in the sky, I was saying the moon, but I know it's not. It is the sun.
Exactly. So when the sun is out, what other stars can you see?
No other star. That's all you can see is the sun.
The reality about your business is as long as you shine your light the brightest, it doesn't matter who else is in your space. And that's the differentiator between you and everybody else, is the way that you represent yourself, and your business plan is the manifestation of how you're going to represent yourself in business.
I love that.
And it's about execution. Yes. Execution.
You know, the brightest star at night is the moon.
You know what? Guess what? The only reason why the moon can be seen is because the sun is sleeping.
Yes, right. Right. The sun is the brightest star. It is the hottest star. And yes. So as long as we're allowing our light to shine bright, yes, then that's all we need to be worried about, because we're competing ultimately against ourselves and not against anyone else. Emerick Peace, you are the man. Thank you for your time today. Folks, this is mission and vision statement. We were going to talk about differentiation, but we're going to do that on the next chapter of business planning for 2023 with Emerick Peace and Eric Frazier. You're watching The Power Is Now TV or listening to The Power Is Now on your podcast. We appreciate you tuning in. Please share this video with your family, your friends, your fellow real estate professionals. Please tune in to The Power Is Now via our mobile app, Power Is Now TV, that you can download on any mobile device. Listen to our podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts, and just stay connected with us as we continue to achieve our mission, which is daily creating content around real estate and education, and our vision of helping everyone to achieve their goal of home ownership and building wealth in real estate. That's what we are all about, and the power is now to do it. Emerick, I love your final comment here about being the brightest star that you can be. And I appreciate that. You are a star on The Power Is Now, folks. Check out his show, My Phenomenal World, on The Power Is Now TV. Emerick, any final words?
Make sure you do your business plan. Make sure you update your business plan. And at the end of the day, just make sure your audio and your video match.
The Power Is Now, folks. Thank you for watching.
Want to keep up with the current developments happening in the world of real estate? The Real Estate Roundtable, hosted by Emerick A. Frazier, is a show you do not want to miss. The show features a panel of VIP agents who are passionate about helping people. It is what they do best. They discuss today's hot topics, latest market updates and trends. The panel also conducts interviews with prominent figures in the industry. New episode every Friday live on Facebook and replay on the Power is Now YouTube channel.